Hey, and thanks for joining us on this week's episode of For All Things Lexington, the only show dedicated to Lexington, South Carolina, and where a spade is always a spade. Here we'll talk to and about people, places, groups, things to do, and places to go in and around Lexington, South Carolina. I'm your host, Angela Barrett, and this is For All Things Lexington. Brought to you in part by GervaisStreetBridge.com, Columbia's most unforgettable free-to-list business directory. Hey guys, today I have with me Edwin from Giraffe Marketing, and also a big advocate and supporter of the Midlands Mentoring Matters program, which is for the kids at all the schools. And with us today, we have Lemonade Day. And I have been very excited about this. I saw this first on Facebook, and I was like, what is Lemonade Day? So I'm excited. We have Alene Willingham, who is the city director of Lemonade Day and the founder and CEO of Jumpstart You, right?
Yes.
And then we have the event coordinator for Lemonade Day and admin assistant for Jumpstart You, and that is Michaela Luther, right? Cool. All right. Well, thank y'all for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lemonade Day. I had never heard of it. Like I said, saw it on Facebook, and I think I reached out. Somebody answered me anyway, and that's how we got here today. So tell us, what is Lemonade Day?
Lemonade Day is a free educational program that teaches kids how to start, own, and operate their own business with a lemonade stand.
Pretty cool. So now tell us how all that works. I mean, it sounds very simple, but
Yeah, it basically is pretty simple. We do have an app that the kids will get access to once they register that will teach them pretty much A to Z on how to run a business. That teaches them budgeting, business plan, marketing, how to build a stand, and of course, finding inventory, how expenses, things to that nature. But then once you get through the app, then we have Lemonade Day. So the kids are actually able to go and set up their lemonade stand in a central location that we will later plan and make money and have fun. So
that sounds pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
So now it's coming to Lexington for the first time.
yes, ma'am.
And when will that be?
We're shooting for May 4th of 2024 is the actual Lemonade Day event. But Lemonade Day is actually a season. So we will start in January with registration, and it goes to about mid-March. And then we have our kickoff party where everyone will receive our welcome packet, and that will cover grand opening invitations. I try to cut out the worry of having to find a printer,
right,
and have to, for parents to have to worry about that. But I cover the loan application and things to that nature. So we have a welcome packet, and then we also have sponsor swag bags and swag from Lemonade Day that the kids will receive. And then we have Loan Day, where the kids get to put the screens down for a little bit and go into a bank and ask for a loan. They get to pitch their business to investors, and they may or may not be approved for a loan. And then once that happens, they may or may not have money to put into their business. And then we have the Best of the Zest pitch competition, where the kids it's basically Shark Tank. They'll be able to go in front of a panel of judges, and the judges will give each business a numerical score. And then, of course, we'll have the top 3 winners. And then we have Lemonade Day. So it's actually a long season, not just
I knew it
a day.
Be as simple as she put it in the beginning. There was absolutely no way, because now I have lots of questions. So logistically, where do the students meet, and where do they actually do this? Is this something they do at home, or are they The whole program.
The whole program. Well, like I just said, there's different little mini events throughout, but the program itself, the app, they do at home. They can do, it's self-paced, it's at their own time. We do encourage that the kids go up to certain modules for loan days, so just they have that information already in their head of what I'm going into, and they're not nervous or scared or anything like that. So, but of course, it's self-paced, it's at home. They can do it all on their own. Of course, we have little kids that may not be able to read or understand, so the parents, we ask, help and guide your child into learning and going through the app and program.
So what is the age for those?
The age range typically is 3rd to 8th grade, but I don't like to turn anybody away. So we've actually had someone as young as just turned 3. So, and then we had a 5-year-old. Of course, the parents helped a lot.
Sure.
But our oldest, our very first year, we've done this twice already in Newberry. And the first year, we had a group of between 16 to 18-year-olds that were coming in and selling lemonade for their organization. So it ranges, and I don't put an age limit on it, but it is geared toward 3rd to 8th grade.
Gotcha.
Is there a lot of commitment on the parents' part, or is it self-driven by the...
We encourage parents to be involved because I, as an adult, have learned so much even doing it myself.
I was going to say, is there an adult program for this?
Yeah.
But we do encourage the parents to participate and be involved so they get to see, obviously, what their kids are involved in. So it just depends. I mean, some of the older kids we've had already were like, I got this is easy, I don't need help, But then others were like, I really would like, parents to be involved and things of that nature. So it's definitely up to the parents. But we encourage that they help it.
And so once they register in January, I think you said, when does the program actually, can they get the app and start immediately?
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. They can start immediately. We kind of give that little span to where we give enough people time to kind of get started, again, it's a self-paced. So they can start as soon as they have it, or they can wait a little while, or I know the Girl Scouts, they have the cookie sales. So if they were involved, I, wouldn't be like, no, you can't sell cookies, you need to do lemonade day. So they would, that would help and allow them that time to finish out their cookie season and then get started and still have plenty of time to still be included. So.
And I know it's probably too much to go through, but all right, I open the app. Step one. Where am I?
Once the parents register the kids, the parents are online. It's a process online of getting your code and getting connected to the app. And then from there, the parents will hand the kid the device and they will log in with their own credentials. And then, of course, the mentor code connects the parent to that child. So then that way they're both connected. And then everything will be seen in the back office as far, how far they go and everything like that. Once they complete, we'll know that. But then they get to design their little avatar and then they get started. It's pretty simple.
I guess after that, the first would be an idea of what their lemonade stand is going to be.
Yep, the first few modules are planning and things to that nature, so they're really getting the thinking going and like, okay, what do I want to do? And I have a journal that that goes along with the app that I give the kids for fun because it is pen and paper. And I'm pen and paper, so I'm like, I want to draw things out, write things out, let me doodle. But it does have that option. It gives you a blank page where the kids can write some ideas and draw ideas of what they want their stand to look like and things to that nature. So
they come up with a theme, or
they can. We've had carnival themes. We've had just your basic lemonade. What else have we had?
There was the Froggy Swamp last year.
The Frog and Hoppins lemonade. We've had all kinds so far. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so what are the kids, I know the goal is to say that they've, opened a lemonade stand and been through a business program, but what else do they really get out of this?
Well, they get money, of course. That's, one thing kids love.
Yeah.
But they get that experience of having fun. They get the experience of real world things. It's from going into a bank. I spoke to a lady the other day who said she was talking to two 16-year-olds and they have never stepped foot in a bank before until they were 16. And we're like, how do you not go to a bank? So these kids, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, that have never walked into a bank, they finally can say, well, I've been to a bank and I know how it works. So just those moments of that experience they get at a young age, because some, like the 16-year-olds, they don't have those opportunities where they're able to experience that real world experience. So, but yeah, I think it's the experience of it.
Right.
You mentioned mentor. What part, is there a component where they have someone helping them? Or?
They can. If I've had people before where they said, I'm coming in as a grandparent, I want a mentor. I'm coming in just as a family friend. The National Lemonade Day uses the word mentor as parents or grandparents. Someone who wants to kind of take the child under their wing and kind of do it along with them. So when it says mentor, it kind of means the older, because as a business owner, that, everybody has mentors at some point, even as adults. So you need that guidance. So that's why they use that language as far as mentor, someone older to be able to guide.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So, I'm just thinking logistically here. You're talking, they'll use math in the real world setting.
Yeah. Financial literacy is a big one. It's not as popular in school, being taught in schools.
Right.
A lot of these things these kids are learning may be a step further than what they're learning now, and they're seeing it being used, again, going back to the real world experience, and they're like, oh, okay, now I see where I could use math, because you sit back in school. When I was younger, I'm like, when am I going to use some of this stuff? And then you really start, and then with that, in that same timeline, when am I going to use this stuff too? Okay, I just did Lemonade Day, and I see exactly. So that young age, they're getting all of that at that time. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and building problem solving, communication. I mean, all of those that, especially the communication end these days with all the cell phones, and everybody just, all the kids text. I mean, they're going to have to sit down with people and really communicate.
Yeah.
I mean,
learn how to be able to do this. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I thought it was interesting. I think one component, correct me if I'm wrong, they learn like a budget. So they know, hey, if I'm going to sell lemonade and I'm going to sell 50 cups, I got to buy 50 cups. How much does that cost?
Absolutely.
And how much is left in my budget for the actual lemonade? So it gives them a whole different pieces of the whole business process.
It breaks everything down to how much is the lemonade or the lemon, the sugar, and the water going to cost. How much? Okay, I need ice to make it nice and cold. I need a container to pour the lemonade out of it. All those things. It breaks everything down, and it has them write it all out so they can see everything. So that's a big component too. Because sometimes I'm just going to go to the store and buy lemonade. Well, there's a little bit more involved in that.
Right.
I remember maybe many, many years ago, a wise man told me, he says, if you're ever driving around town and you drive into a neighborhood and you see a kid selling lemonade, buy the lemonade from them.
Right.
Give them $1. I mean, my wife laughs, but give them $5. Mm-hmm. I don't need any lemonade. But just that moment where you give that kid $5, you gave him a whole bunch of encouragement to be an entrepreneur, to learn, the value of money and to understand it. So I'm an advocate of anytime I'm in a neighborhood, it might cost me $5 or $10 to get out of the neighborhood. just because I believe in that it's true. Like these little kids, like their eyes just like, wow, what are you going to do with it? I don't know.
Because they are going to make real money at the end of this. And what they do with that is either, whatever they want, invest, or in something else, or make lemonade stand bigger, or donate to a charity, or whatever they've been trying to save for.
National Lemonade Day likes to say spend some, save some, and share some. So, of course, you get to spend some because it is an award. You deserve something for all your hard work. And then you save some for a rainy day, or like you said, reinvest in your business. And then you share some with the community that supported you, as well as a local charity.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Oh, I like it. I'm excited. So now once they go to the local competition, and I guess that's going to be in one big place, I guess is the goal, and they're judged. And how is it judged though?
And the actual lemonade day?
Lemonade day, yeah.
Okay, lemonade day, we have 2 contests that are on the day of. It's a best tasting lemonade and it's the best stand. So we'll have a panel of judges and then we'll have a fan favorite vote. So everybody that comes out will get a ballot and be able to vote for their favorite. And then the judges, of course, so we'll tally all that up and be able to give those prizes out on the day. After Lemonade Day is the big contest. It's the Youth Entrepreneur of the Year. And the one for Newberry for 2023 was Grace Louder, excuse me. And the local level, we get to choose, well, the panels, the judge, excuse me, the judge chooses, and it goes off of the program completion and all the way from A to Z. So if they go through the whole completion of the program and in the very last one, they turn in their business results, which includes, my budget, what I planned to sell was $100 worth. I made $150. So those numbers, every business, at the end of the day, you have a business report. So that's basically what the business results are. So at the end of the day, they go through and I paid my investor back. I, paid back mom who gave me $20. I paid back, grandma or however, paid their expenses. And then at the end, they get that profit. So they will tally all that up and then insert the business results online or through the app. And then we have the judges pick a Youth Entrepreneur of the Year. And from there, that winner gets to have their business results sent to national. And then they'll be in a pool of 90 cities out of 3 countries, all have a Youth Entrepreneur of the Year. So they get to choose at national who the winner is. And then from there, the winner can go to Houston, Texas. If you're chosen, we'll go to Houston, Texas to win their prize and at our conference in September. So it's a huge, there is some competition and that competitiveness in it, but it's not the main focus.
Well, and it also, I think, teaches that business is tough. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, you are in competition with others doing similar or same, and you better stand out.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's life.
Yeah. And like we were talking about earlier, the kids have the opportunity to have a twist. And they don't just have to sell lemonade. They can come in with baked goods, or if you make bows with your mom on the side and want to sell your bows with your lemonade, they stand out, be different. So they have that factor in there as well. So
yeah, I like it.
It's a lot of lemonade to drink.
Yeah, it is a lot of lemonade. But you and I will probably both.
I could handle it.
I could drink lemonade day.
It's
I could drink lemonade all the time.
All right, so you were telling me about last year's winner. Now, there was also somebody that was a success story. That was a pretty...
Michaela Ulmer.
Yeah, tell me about Michaela.
Yep. She started with Lemonade Day Austin in Texas at 4 years old. So again, I go back to age is just a number. But she got stung by a bee. And then within less than a week ago, again, she got stung again. So she's like, okay, I'm scared of bees. So she was actually encouraged to do some research, and she found out that bees are actually beneficial for you and I and the ecosystem. So she was encouraged also to do Lemonade Day Austin, and from there she was on Shark Tank, and Damon John actually invested in her business, Me and the Bees Lemonade. And she got the recipe from her great granny Helen, who is actually from Cameron, South Carolina. So I was kind of excited to hear the ties between the two. But she has, her lemonade is flaxseed lemonade. And she's got different flavors. And she actually is right now on the shelves at Publix in Lexington right now.
Stop.
So she has, from 4 years old. Yep.
And so how old is she now?
She now, I believe, is 18 or 19, but she's in college now and she's still running the business today, and it's growing. 2010, I think at the time, it was 1,500 shelves she was in in 2010. So she's grown even more from there. So, but
awesome.
yeah, and it all started with getting stung by a bee and participating in Lemonade Day Austin.
Wow. Now,
Yep.
that's what you call making the most out of a program.
Yeah, she wanted that entrepreneur career path, and she stuck with it all the way through. So
Yeah.
from 4 years old to a CEO.
So when somebody goes through the program and they finish in May and they do the program, are they allowed to come back the next year?
Oh, yes.
I mean, what's the, I guess, step 2 of the program?
Step 2 of the program, so Lemonade Day season, like I said, is from January to May. So after May happens and business results are in and we do all the contest winners and so forth, we have Jumpstart U that kind of jumps in and kind of takes over. So once they get all of the basic knowledge and skills through Lemonade Day, Jumpstart U can kind of step in and be able to polish those skills. So we could have business classes where the kids can come in for a 4-week class of learning how to market. You know, I drew a picture or made a picture on the internet or on Canva, let's just say it's my favorite, and I put it on there. But what do I do now? What's more to marketing than just advertising on social media? You know, what more? So they will be able to learn that as well as be able to attend business conferences on a kid's level. I know that's the fun part for business owners is I'm going to go to a 2-day conference and learn all this fun stuff, and then we get to bring it back. So the kids actually would be able to get that feel of, I'm a business owner and I just went to a business conference, you know. So be able to really extend that knowledge that they just learned in Lemonade Day.
Yeah, because and Jumpstart U is your
Yep.
program, your nonprofit.
Yes, ma'am.
And it sort of was a spinoff of Lemonade Day because there were kids. Okay, now what do I do in marketing? Holy moly, that is 99% of a business is marketing, which is what you do.
Right.
So there's way more than just creating something and putting it on social
create it,
media.
but now I got to get it out there and let everybody know how I am standing out different because it doesn't have to just look different or be different. You need somebody or the knowledge to be able to get it out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's his baby.
we had it to kind of where Jumpstart U came in. We had a child finish our pitch competition this year in Newberry, and he was like, I just want to polish what I just learned. And so then I'm like, polish, and 8 years old, and you're very sophisticated at this young age. So let's take that and run with it. Let's take what he knows and grow it. So that's kind of where it came in and started. Because I've researched and I wasn't finding anything for that elementary level. I want the kids, because I always say, kids look at YouTube or TikTok and they're like, oh, that video went viral and she was, you know, maybe a stay-at-home mom or something and her video went viral and now she's all over. Okay, well, just because that one video went viral, but there's so much more behind it. So now this video went viral, this one. Okay, well, now she's got merch. Now she's making appearances. Okay, well, there's so much more business related behind that. It's not as easy as just becoming a YouTube sensation. It's that you've got to know the business part of it. So that's how I tell kids it's way more than what you see.
Right. Absolutely.
It's not as easy either.
Yeah, it's not as easy. No. And you got to learn it from somewhere. And kids these days are starting young and wanting to become entrepreneurs, and they don't have anywhere to go unless they ask someone or find the mentor. But if they don't know, then what do we do? So that's why I wanted to be able to give that to the youth.
Yeah, I am so jealous of the parents that are able. I mean, mine's 30, so unless you're going to take a 30 note, you'd be like, what, Mom? But I mean, I this is a phenomenal program. I wish there was something around, gosh, when I was a kid.
That is the common statement from everybody.
I wish we had this when I was a kid.
Everybody says that we wish this was here when we were younger, and we would have killed it back then. I know.
Yeah.
Or even just as basic as balancing a checkbook.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Some
Absolutely.
young kids, they don't get it.
Some
Because
don't
like
know
you
what
said, they have never been
checkbook
in a bank
is.
or anything.
Absolutely. And checks you hardly see anymore.
Right.
So even when you are handed a check, say you're 22 working in a law firm or something, and you're handed a check and you're like, What
Right.
does this mean? You want them to know that before they get to a job at 22 in a law firm.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Addressing an envelope might be a good one to
Yeah.
teach too. I
Absolutely.
Not
Yeah.
somebody I can name, but kid you not, a friend of mine, I asked my child to help me with, I guess, thank you notes for graduation or whatever, and had no idea where the stamp went or where to put the return address, anything. I'm like, wait, just graduated high school?
Yeah.
But I guess they don't teach
It's
that.
and it's I don't want to say it's sad to say, but it's those basic skills that are missing these days.
Yeah, and I think this makes up for a lot of that. Maybe not the envelope, but maybe.
Hey,
but
I will include that if I need to.
put it in the
In your welcome packet.
That's
Yeah,
right.
send out thank you notes.
That's right.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so all this doesn't happen just magically. You need sponsors and volunteers. Tell us
Absolutely.
what you're looking for and how people can help.
Well, you can help by reaching out to my contact information. It's Alene at sejumpstartu.org, or you can reach out to Lexington at lemonadeday.org. And we are looking for anyone who's interested in helping. Again, like you said, it takes a village and support of the town to help. We are looking for in-kind sponsorships as well as monetary sponsorships. And the volunteers, we have, again, those many events. We need to be able to have, people at the door to greet, help set up, help take down, clean up, all those kind of things. And then, of course, Lemonade Day is the big one. And as many volunteers as possible to be able to guide students. Again, I said the 8 to 9 they set up. So if kids need help getting, extra hands helping the stand off the trailer or anything to that nature, then they would be able to assist. So always using volunteers for our events. Extra hands are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's a lot of community partners out there that probably would
Yeah, absolutely.
really want to be involved in something like this because it is at the grassroots with the kids.
It is. And Lexington being family rooted, I imagine this will be pretty big.
Yeah. I'm shooting for 100 registered kids. I want to.
Yeah,
I want
don't
to
think
succeed.
you're
I
gonna
want to
have a problem with
succeed
that.
But I have to give. We do our vision board with Lemonade Day National in Houston, Texas, and that's always one of the questions that I always go a little lower because I want to succeed past it.
I don't see 100 being a problem. I'm afraid you're going to have too many. I mean,
We'll just need more volunteers.
I
then.
know. We rally around our kids and families, and
Well,
so
once you
that
get to-
is what we are.
I think if some of the schools and they can promote it as well and help build that awareness. Like
absolutely.
Angela, it's new to us, even though it's happening out there.
Yeah, I just happened to come across it, like I said, on Facebook, and me being half kid myself, don't take me to Disney World, God forbid. My husband said, I'm never going back with you again. I was like, what is this?
I also did want to mention, because you mentioned being in the schools, there is the curriculum that National Lemonade Day has for us is already pretty much written out. I can print it out and give it to you today. They also have where a teacher came up with the curriculum template for teachers to use in their classrooms.
Oh.
So I have that ability for teachers, if any are interested, to participate in Lemonade Day through their classrooms. So they would implement that curriculum in their class, and then they can do one class lemonade stand with individual parts for each child, or the teacher can break down the class into business groups, so to speak, and each group could have their own stand, but it's all kind of underneath the teacher and so forth. So that's a good way too to kind of get that into the schools.
Yeah. And all the homeschool groups.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's phenomenal for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have it all ready. Just reach out to me and I'll hook you up.
Yeah, there you
awesome.
go.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I am glad that you two, because y'all have lots to talk about since y'all were in that same area with the children and mentoring and all of that. And I'm glad that y'all got to meet each other. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank
And it was
you.
so nice to meet
was
you.
nice
and I'm
meeting you.
looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. You are too.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
We'll be there.
We actually, for anyone who is interested on meeting Lemmy, our little mascot,
hoping he was coming.
he is going to make his first appearance in December at the Christmas parade. So make sure y'all look out.
Yay! Yay, fantastic. Thanks again for being here.
No
That's
problem.
awesome.
Thank y'all.
We've all heard the old saying about taking lemons and turning them into lemonade. We take it literally, and we're spreading it across North America. You see, all of us depend on small businesses to create jobs, but kids aren't learning how to create small businesses in school. So who will teach children how to create the jobs of the future? That's where we come in. It's called Lemonade Day. It started with one lemonade stand and turned into a movement. One day a year, hundreds of thousands of kids all over North America start, own, and run their own businesses. We help kids every step of the way. We teach them, give them tools, help them with goal setting and creating a business plan. And we teach them how to save some, spend some, and share some with their favorite charity. But we need help to make it happen. Here's what you can do. If you're a teacher, think about adding Lemonade Day to your program. If you're a parent, encourage your kids and their friends to sign up and run their own lemonade stands. For everybody else, volunteer your time and business expertise as a mentor or organizer. And of course, your donations are crucial to making sure Lemonade Day is a success. Today, your corner lemonade stand. Tomorrow, the world. Get involved at lemonadeday.org.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or have a person, business, idea, an event that Lexington needs to know more about, email me, local@forallthingslexington.com. That's the number 4, y'all.
This episode was brought to you by the real estate agents at Home Matters, building on service, relationships, and on what matters to you. Find out how you matter and how they can help you with buying and selling your home at homematterssc.com.